Everyone, today with the help of this diagram, I am going to discuss about the autonomic nervous system, and this video is mainly dedicated to Anvisha Deori and Jasmine Pegu. So let us start. First of all, we should know what are the reasons from where the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nerve fiber arises. This is the central nervous system. This is the portion of the brain, and this is the portion of the spinal cord. And central nervous system, in the central nervous system, the nerve arises mainly from the midbrain and the medulla. So I have drawn here the midbrain, from where we all know the oculomotor, the third cranial nerve arises. This is the midbrain portion. This is the medulla, and here goes the thoracic region. And since the sympathetic system is also called as thoracolumbar system, because this sympathetic system arises from the thoracic region, sympathetic nerve fiber, that is preganglionic nerve fiber, mainly arises from the thoracic region and the lumbar region. What is ganglion? Ganglion are the group of nerve fibers outside the central nervous system. You can see that there are no ganglion in the central nervous system except some nuclei. Here are some nuclei which are present in the central nervous system. The group of nerve fibers inside the central nervous system is called as nuclei, but the group of nerve fibers outside the central nervous system are called as ganglion. Let us see. Here it is the peripheral nervous system, and in the peripheral nervous system I have drawn various ganglions. This is one ganglion, and this is called superior cervical ganglion. Here you can see thoracic ganglion, superior cervical ganglion, thoracic ganglion, and this is the peripheral nervous system. Now the sympathetic nerve fiber will arise from the thoracic region. Suppose this is the sympathetic nerve fiber, and this nerve fiber, the nerve fiber which arises from the central nervous system and goes up to a ganglion, this is called preganglionic nerve fiber. This is preganglionic nerve fiber. And the nerve fiber after the ganglion will be called as postganglionic nerve fiber. Why I am discussing about this thing is that we have to know about the various kind of receptors of autonomic ganglia that are present. For example, M3, M2, all these things, and that is the cholinergic system and adrenergic system. This is about sympathetic nerve fibers, sympathetic preganglionic nerve fibers. You can see the sympathetic ganglia. These are sympathetic ganglia, right? Because they are innervated by the sympathetic nerve fibers from the thoracic region. So these are sympathetic ganglia. And we should know that the sympathetic ganglia are very close to the central nervous system, and hence the preganglionic fibers are shorter. But the postganglionic sympathetic fibers, this is the postganglionic sympathetic. The postganglionic sympathetic fibers are longer as compared to the parasympathetic fibers. Let us compare with the parasympathetic fibers. Parasympathetic system is also called as craniosacral outflow because it arises mainly from the cranium region, right? Here you can see the oculomotor, third oculomotor nerve. This is mainly a parasympathetic efferent fiber which arises from the midbrain and goes towards a ganglion which is called as ciliary ganglion. First of all, in this video we will discuss about the eye, which is innervated both the cholinergic system as well as the adrenergic system, that is sympathetic as well as the parasympathetic. We have seen below the sympathetic arising from the thoracic region, and now we are going upwards, that is the parasympathetic fibers arising from the cranium, since parasympathetic fiber is also known as craniosacral outflow. So from the cranium, the oculomotor nerve is arising, and this is ciliary ganglion. So here there will be some, this is preganglionic fiber and this is postganglionic fiber. And for the knowledge, we should know that the postganglionic fiber of parasympathetic is very shorter as compared to the sympathetic postganglionic fiber, because the parasympathetic ganglion is always near to the effector organ. Here our effector organ is the eye. This is the eye, and the effector organ is having some muscles, like this is dilator pupillae muscle, and the inside it is the sphincter pupillae muscle. And sphincter pupillae muscle is supplied by some nerve and dilator pupillae muscle is supplied by some nerve. We will see which one is supplied by sympathetic nerve and which one is sympathetic by parasympathetic nerve, which is supplied by parasympathetic nerve. Let us see. Here the sympathetic one I have drawn by a red color, sympathetic nerve. So, and at the, but before that we should also know one thing, that all the preganglionic fiber are supplied by